Right. Hello, hello, hello. This is the Fast Track FBA weekly live call. I just want to make sure my audio is working. If you guys have got questions, do drop them down below. If you don't know right now, I am in Houston, Texas, and obviously having a call with you guys. So I'm just going to check that I'm actually live. But if you guys have got questions, please do drop them in the comments down below. I'm just going to quickly disconnect from my Bluetooth, so I might go quiet for a second. 2 seconds. Okay, cool. So I just want to make sure I'm live. If you're here, just drop a hello. Let me know if you're here. Can you see me okay? And then obviously what's going on. So I'm just going to quickly check. We've got a comment coming through already. So I'm guessing I'm live on YouTube. Fantastic. I will just quickly check if I'm live on to the USA group. Yeah, I'm live. Hey. Cool. Fantastic. Okay. So if you've got questions, ask me. I'll tell you about my business, but my God, you don't want to hear about me. I do enough videos about me. So if I can help you, more than happy to. And I have coffee, which I'm really happy about. Never get enough coffee tonight. Amit, hi Tom, welcome. Cool. Hi Amit, welcome to joining us. So you've asked, what happens if we buy less than 10 items in once from a website? Is it fully forbidden to buy less than 10 products for Amazon? Which conditions Amazon check the invoice? Okay, well look, fundamentally, you can buy less than 10 items if you want, no problem. That's absolutely fine. Your problem comes if you're trying to buy items from a wholesale distributor or manufacturer for the purposes of getting them gated. If you buy less than 10, they'll say no, not enough units, so they'll send it back to you. So short answer, it's not forbidden at all. You can obviously buy less, but Amazon will not accept it for ungating purposes. Well, they shouldn't, they say by their terms and conditions. But I have heard by Reezy Research that once he submitted a blank piece of paper, they accepted it. So, you know, what Amazon say and what Amazon do are two different things sometimes. So, but yeah, you want to get 10 or more items for ungating purposes. I hope that answers your question. Zamdi, hi Tom. Hi Zamdi. Great to join me. Nice smiley face. Right, Jamil. I have a decent amount of followers on social media and I'm trying to get an affiliate link with you guys, your service. Oh, okay, cool. I'll have a look today if people have done affiliates, so I will have a look through. I just don't do it immediately. So sorry, I will check that, don't worry. And obviously I'm traveling right now. If you want to know, I'm in Houston, Texas tomorrow. I go to Miami. So just a little bit kind of busy. So sorry, things don't happen immediately fast. But hey, thank you. But hey, thanks for obviously asking, and I'll take a look later on today. It's going to go to Cody. Cody, when using a prep center, how do you deal with IP and authenticity complaints when you need to send your invoice and it doesn't match your Amazon account? They don't remind. Like, we've never had that problem. Obviously, I've been doing Amazon now for 5 years. We've never had that problem. Like, I know what you're saying, but we've never had that problem. A good way to kind of get around it is you can just like use the prep center address and then put your company name on the address, if that makes sense. So like, let's call it my prep center is, prep for you, for example, at number 123 something close. I could write, Fast Track FBA / prep for you done. You could do that, but again, we've never needed to do that anyway. Amazon just accepts it, so there's no problem. Cody, let me know if you're having problems and obviously what Amazon's come back with down below, but it's never been a problem. Raj, hello. So I see you okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Dan, hi Tom. Hi Dan. Nice smiley hand. Let me know if you've got questions, guys. Drop them down below. Anthony, you said that you are going into wholesale. Do you have any tips for how to find wholesalers who sell items at genuine wholesale prices? I love it. Yes, we're already doing wholesale. We already made sales. We've got one product on sale, which I'm really pleased with. I think we sold like 25 units last week of that product, so pretty happy. Not great margins. I think it's like 20% ROI on that, so nothing huge. But we're just getting started, and there's no discount on that at all or anything. So just trying to figure the process out. And we've purchased I think they're either purchasing another 7 SKUs today. So it's already been found, and I just kind of gave my feedback on them. So we're refining that process. But in regards to how to find wholesalers, there's a video I did with Todd Welch. It's like 4 million in wholesale, how to get started. Listen to him. He's really good. I like what he advises, build relationships, find the brands you want. I think my real top tip for you would be, first of all, use Keeper to do reverse sourcing. Find the brands or the products that you like the look of, and then contact the brands directly and ask them for the distributors. That'd be it. That'd be super simple. But when you talk about items at genuine wholesale prices, what I think you actually really mean is cheap. You can't guarantee that. And the other problem is that Amazon Lit talk about this. Sometimes they say keep buying a product for a year at cost or even a small loss so that you can get big enough volumes with them to negotiate better discounts. So, I'm not saying I agree with that, but I think, it kind of shows you. So, yes, you can find genuine wholesalers and they are genuine wholesale prices. Doesn't mean they're going to be profitable. And I think that's coming down to you building a relationship, understanding their needs, and getting better at selling. So negotiating, and at the fundamental level, what they're interested in, well, the fact that you can buy volume. That's what they want. They want to increase volume, you'll get discounts. So the more volume you can buy, generally better. But also keep finding different wholesalers, distributors, you'll be fine. But I think fundamentally it starts at keeper. Hope that makes sense, Anthony. Let me know in the comments down below if that's helpful. This means if list is open for us anymore, Amazon will never ask. We have an invoice to. Yeah. So once, let's say for example, I think you're talking about getting ungated. So let's say for example, I want to sell Lego, and I'm gated right now, or I'll just go find a Lego wholesaler, like Jones's Wholesale in the UK, for example, or like who else is the other ones? What's the one that everyone recommends? I've forgotten. Harrison's Direct. I'd just go to them, buy one item of Lego, but 10 of them, and then I'd get the invoice and I'll submit the invoice to Amazon. And then for the rest of my life, I could keep buying 3s and 4s from a different company or online. And Amazon would never ask me for an invoice that shows 10 or more items again. I say that carefully. I don't think they do. But I think if you get inauthenticity complaints, they do ask. I think they ask for 10, but I think we've had them and we've just sent the ones where there's less in. So it's not really been a big problem. I think, look, at a fundamental level, if you're probably not buying 10 of an item, you're probably not buying, you're not buying enough, or maybe you're going too shallow on an item, if that makes sense. So long story short, I think you'd generally be fine, unless it's super high value, or even when you're testing, I think 10's a good amount. You say buy a few, 10's pretty cool. And maybe it might be I get your point. I understand your question. Generally, we've never had a problem with it. We've never had a problem. Yeah, we've never had a problem. I hope that makes sense, Amit. I know you're asking that question. So we've never had that problem. But I think the reason why we've never had that problem is because we always buy more than 10 of everything. So even if we did have that problem, it wouldn't naturally occur. But I get it if you're buying small volumes. Two things. It shouldn't be a problem. But number two is I'd probably look at trying to find items that you can buy more than 10 or 10 or more naturally because the demand's there. If you're buying 1s and 2s, you can go and buy, you can do OA and buy 1s and 2s and 5s and 6 or stuff. That's fine. But you're just making a lot of work. And ironically, you've got to go get invoices. You've got to manage the stock. Where it'd be easier just to go and buy 20 of something. That's a lot less hassle. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, just to try and find stock where you can buy more of. Does Amazon pay per return product shipping costs, or they charge to seller? You get charged. Interesting. If they don't pay, what happens is when they return a product. So say for example, I sell a product today. Well, hey, I just sold a product, and Amazon will charge me a referral fee and an FBA fee. So when the customer returns a product, they'll refund the referral fee, but I'll still have to pay the FBA fee. So Amazon pays to return the product, but you don't get your money back from the FBA fee initially. That makes sense. So you're not really paying, but you don't get a refund on what you paid to ship to the customer. I hope that makes sense. Bit annoying, but it does happen. But if you're doing FBM, you still have to pay. I think you have to pay return postage. Don't quote me. We see a lot of duplicate listings with exactly the same products. What can happen if we enter a listing with them and start to sell? Nothing. Absolutely fine. If you're talking about let's say for example, there's Lego, and there's when you type in Lego 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there might be 3 listings where there's 3 results where they're all the same. But obviously, you generally want to go for the better rank one. But if you're talking about over time, you'll find Amazon will merge them. But then if you talk about one listing, whereby you go into listing and you click on all new sellers, and it says this seller, it's the same seller 3 or 4 times. Again, it's not really going to mean anything. It's something we do, but it doesn't give you any tactical advantage. You still get the buy box the same percentage. It's just how we manage stock, and we show up multiple times. And Amazon's like said there's no issue with it. They might change it, but right now there's no issue. We've not had any problems. So yeah, no problem. Jump on the listing, start selling. Cool. Camzy, what are the best ways to source OA not using the manual sourcing methods in your opinion? That's kind of like saying, what's the best way to eat food without using your mouth? Because even like, I know that's a very extreme example. I get what you're saying. Like, you want to automate it. Yes, you can use software. Yes, you can use things. I understand that point, and my example is a bit extreme. Sorry about that. But even when you do the reason why I say this, let's just say, for example, today you're using tactical arbitrage software, cool, and then you go find a deal, great. Well, I promise you, for the love of God, like if you go find a deal which is called like cat food chicken, you're going to want to manually check the beef, the other ones, because you're just leaving deals on the table. You really are. So I think for you is yes, you can do it just using software, but it's really inefficient, and it's about combining different approaches that's really going to help out. It might be the case that you find a deal or a voucher code and you'd want to do some kind of manual sourcing. So I understand what you're saying. I just want to use software. I want to make it easy. But also as well, just remember, when you're using software, call it like Tactical Arbitrage, Source Mogul, Arbitrage Hero, those kind of bits of things, if you can find them, everyone else can find them, because the software is just showing you the example. So while the deal might look really good initially, doesn't mean that once you buy it, ship it in, and get it selling, there's not going to be another 50 people on the listing, and then that price, which was 50% ROI, is now 5% ROI. So just be mindful. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but personally, I don't do sourcing software, and there's a reason for it. So are you using OA X-Ray? Nope. No, I'm not at all. Again, don't use sourcing software. So great question. Thank you. Hi, Thomas. Is there any easy way to automatically check a supplier or wholesaler from Amazon product page? I'm guessing just take the brand, right mouse click, type in, say like, I don't know, Durex condoms. No idea why I thought that. Durex, and then wholesale afterwards. Just see the results. That'd be my thing. Google's really good. Yeah, really, really good. The other top one you can do is, say for example, you find a product like, I don't know, Durex condoms. Go down, go to Keeper. Obviously, you've got Keeper installed, and it'll show you the barcode. I just searched the barcode into Amazon, and interesting, what you'll see is you'll start finding, like, you'll see a lot of retailers, but then after a while you start seeing wholesalers, like on page 5 or 6. That helps. You can put the word wholesale in distribution, for example, trade, those kind of terms with the barcode, and see what comes up. But that kind of works. Right, Lester, I've done 40K in revenue in the last 4 months. Fantastic, top work, man. Honestly, really good. I have a list hired. Cool. I don't want to do prep. I don't want too low profits. How much profits are okay with per unit, including prep? If I put it, I think we didn't talk about profits per prep. We talk about percentage ROI. So the idea is I want to put in like £1, $1, and I want to get a certain amount out, and we target about 20% ROI. That's what we're looking at. So if we were to put in $100 today into a product, well, if you say pounds, really, we go a bit higher in the US for 25-30%. But in the UK, including prep, we're looking about 20%. So if I were to invest $100 into a range of stock, it could be one item, it could be multiple SKUs. We're looking, generally, we want to get about $20 back out of that $100 investment. So 20% ROI. That's the metric we work off. It used to be 30, but we've seen the market's changed. That's what we're going for. Hope that makes sense, Lester. Good question. Well done on the 40K. The Edge, UK partner shipping fees going up. Was this announced by Amazon? Seems to catch everyone out. Not that I'm aware of. No, not aware of. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Sorry. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, I'll have a look. But I don't know. I didn't see an announcement of that. I normally see it on Seller Central. But good point. I might make a note of that. Dun, 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 dun. Let me see. Is this true? Let me ask. Hey girls, is this true? I'm just asking my admin team if they're seeing this as well. So great question. 2 seconds. That's fine. I'll ask my admin team. They won't get back to you till tomorrow. They finish for the day. I want to send multiple SKUs in same shipping box to Amazon, but I can't send them before listing items, so I'm listing them first as FBM. Kind of, but you don't need to list as FBM straight away. You can list as FBA straight away. Also, there's a YouTube video called the Bulk Listings Uploader. We do it on the USS naturally. So the USS has it built in automatically. You put something in and it will create you the listings uploader, which will automatically make it an FBM. But look for inventory uploader under Fast Track FBA YouTube videos. You will see a way of doing that on bulk. You don't need to do what you're doing. You're going FBM first and then FBA. You don't need to do that. You can just go straight FBA. And when you use a listings uploader, you can set it as that. So it does it on bulk, makes it a lot easier. Just sounds like you're a bit inefficient, but I understand what you're doing. And then obviously you'll be able to send in multiple SKUs per box. Cool. Cody, do you ever run into problems with submitting order confirmations for complaints from stores like Walmart since they don't send extra invoices? I think we get the invoices. You don't use like we. So if I put it, it's a good question. I think obviously I don't really get too involved in it. As you know, I run teams, so I have 5 admin VAs now. The 5th one's just started. One of their jobs is to go and get invoices from suppliers. So we've done 2.5 million in sales in the UK over the last 12 months. And we've got 0 IP complaints. So I'm assuming by that when we've had IP complaints or used sold as new, for example, my team will be able to get the invoices and submit them to prove it. And then also in the US, we've got 2 at the moment, but we are looking to fight them. And we've only done like 200,000. So the idea is just to say that I assume my team there are being pretty good as well. I don't know specifically about like Walmart or anything, but I think you can probably get invoices. I don't see why not. It might mean you have to email them, but I've not, the problem you're facing, I've not run into, and I don't think it is a problem. I think maybe you just need to contact Walmart directly and say, hey, how do I get invoices? So we're fine. Like, we've not had that problem. Good question. I understand your complaint, but we don't ever submit order confirmations. And also as well for tax returns, we need invoices, not order confirmations. So good question. How can we handle defective item returns from customers after a month, for example? In most cases, it's just a write-off. I hate to say it, you just lose the money. You can probably like sell it on, forward it on Facebook Marketplace, something like that. Do it yourself. Right now we've got $6,000 worth of stock in the US warehouse we can't sell, which is frustrating, and I don't want to write it off. But I appreciate I'm not going to get $6,000 at cost. $12,000 at sales. I'm just going to have to say, okay, we're going to have to do something. Like, if I can get 3, fine. Like, there's money back in the system. Unfortunately, you are going to get it. But the idea is that you're making money on the other products to cover the losses. It's just a cost. It's called a cost of doing business. Sorry. You might handle it as like clearance positions or like end of line or something. That might help. Last week I brought products at 300 euros from a website. Cashback was showing up at 6%. This week they gave me only 0.6. Is it normal? Yes. Cashback, you should never we always talk about it. Cashback is a bonus, but it's never guaranteed, and you should never factor into your calculations. So for us, we would always find the product which is profitable. Great, we've got cashback, let's run it through. And a lot of the time, we won't even get cashback, it'll get cancelled. I think 1/4 of our cashback gets cancelled, we lose it. So that's a really interesting point. So for you, like, it's just a Brucey bonus. Don't get me wrong, we do really well. I think in the UK we're probably averaging like £3,000 to £5,000 a month on cashback alone, which is good, really good. And that's not credit card cashback as well. That's like top cashback and Quidco, not even like the other ones. So yeah, you can do it. Dan, what's your average order quantity and purchase total with suppliers? I can't give you purchase total with suppliers. Oh my god, even average order quantity. Again, it depends on the SKU, but I will just kind of shout out, Dan. Good question. I did this last week and I'll do it again this week. So if I kind of scroll back to Friday, I'm just going to shout out a couple of orders. I won't say what they are, but I'll kind of give you how many we ordered and what's the total price. So, purchase 5, total value was £90. Purchase 30, total value was 300. Purchase, I think that's 102. That was 102 units purchased, and then £532 spent. Here we've got another one, purchased 10 items, spent £100. Again, another copy of that. That one, they're all just buying the same item over and over and again. Let's kind of have a quick look through what else we got here. Purchased 40, spent £334. Purchased 80, spent £588. Purchased 100, spent £786. Purchased 20, spent £600. 20. I think everything's generally, if I look, most orders are over about £200, and they're probably purchasing a minimum of 10 items per order, if not like 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. So that kind of gives you an idea, and that's per order. But I can't give you an average. I don't know it. I don't really look at it that sense. I think if you want to know, like, average sale price is about £23 in the UK. So do the math, call it like £12, £13 purchase price per item. It's our order value. We don't do, when you do wholesale and you've got your own warehouse, what you generally tend to find is those people will do like, they will buy an item for like £1, £2, £3, £4, £5 or dollars, and then resell them for like $10. That's the general model on wholesale. It's a lot lower value. We're more higher value because we have a prep center, and obviously we can't make money on low values. Great question, Dan. Thank you. What do you do when you find a deal, but the retail store in Argos says out of stock, or you can only buy 10? Buy 10, then go back and buy another 10, then go back and buy another 10, then buy another 10. And if they're out of stock, type in your email address and say, or add it to a list and recheck it. That's what I'd say. Yeah, good thing. Good question. Is the buy box give you the exact amount of shares of sales? No, not at all. Not in a million years. So when if I ask that question another way, if you get the buy, does the buy box tell you exactly how many sales you're going to get, sales you're going to know? If you get the buy box, it doesn't mean you're always going to make. If a listing's selling 100 units per month, and that's only a guess, by the way, always estimation. Also, as well, if you have the buy box, it doesn't mean you're going to get all 100. We say like 85, 90, 95% are going to, of those 100 sales will go through the owner of the buy box. But naturally, some people will just buy merchant fulfilled, for example, because there's a reason why that works. You don't get all the sales, but also though, someone else might be the same price as you, and they might rotate the buy box with you. If you really want to know, like the answer to your question, sell a product for like a week, for example. Go into your Amazon Seller Central, go to business, I think it's reports, business reports. Down the left-hand side, it will be sales detail by child ASIN. It's the very bottom one on the left. Put in the week that you've just sold and then click run. And what you're looking at is a couple of things. Find the ASIN. You're looking at, number one, the page views, so how many people are viewing the product, that listing. Number two, the next one you look at like buy box percentage, so it tells you like what percentage of the time you've been the buy box owner. So it'll be a thing, and then also you can see the sales. So say for example, 200 people are viewing it over the week, you had 50% buy box, you made 10 sales. We could be like, well, it's selling 20 units per week. I'm assuming, not guaranteed, still guessing, and 20 units per week, 4 weeks, 80 units per month. So guessed it 100, 80, cool, not too far off. Hope that makes sense English with me. Joe, how do you source other than sourcing software? We don't, just sourcing software. That's it. Honestly, all manual sourcing. About 100,000. We only spent 50,000 last week, but at peak when the team were all in fire, 100,000 a week manual sourcing. Just lots of VAs, lots and lots of VAs. Trust me. There's a reason why I love VAs, because they're really, really good, and they grow a business. And I talk to all the people who are doing really good numbers. Ironically, they use VAs. Like, I promise you that. They all use Teams. They might use sourcing software to help, but at a big level, it's only a help. The VAs are the big part of it. I think you're going to struggle to find someone doing wholesale online arbitrage in 7 figures on their own. Like, there'll be a lot more examples of people doing 7 figures with a team, if not 8 figures with a team. Like, where you got to go. If we can't be sure that a product is selling or not, can we say that an increase in review counts are definitely proof of selling of this product? Not definitely. You can't be sure of anything. My God, Amazon could be lying if it's a variation listing and there's an increase in view count. Maybe. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking for indicators that it is selling. Say sales rank, review counts increasing. Sure. And again, if those indicators are quite strong, i.e. like really good sales rank, really good review count, yeah, wow, really happy with that, then I'd be more confident in my decision. But if the indicators are quite weak, i.e. like, it's got 1 review in the last 90 days, sales rank doesn't look particularly great, then I'd probably be a lot more cautious in my approach, and then I'd do a smaller test buy. I hope that makes sense. Good question though. Rizzo, can you list your criteria, like metrics that you check specifically before ordering products to sell on Amazon? Yeah, I've done videos on it before. Honestly, I've done videos like my perfect, how I buy stock and what I do and what I go through. And I've also talked about my process, like how to analyze a deal in 20 seconds. I think I've done it. You'll see them on YouTube. Honestly, I've done them. Do look through my playlists, because exactly that. And all I say is I just kind of look at, we're looking at 20% ROI. That's it. Sales 20% ROI. I'm pretty happy. No Amazon, I think, but we do have Amazon on them. My God, I love coffee. If you love coffee, let me know in the comments down below. My God, I love coffee. Right. Hi, Tom. My sales have tanked recently due to sellers cutting prices below where I can make a profit. Products are saying okay before. What do you do in this situation? First, really good question. First things first, don't get emotional. Do not get emotional. It's just business. Like, I've seen too many people get angry. Oh my God, someone's on my listing. Ah, like, don't, like, really don't. So my top tip for you would be, you've got to take the emotion out. This is just business, and the reason why I say that is not because it's because if you get emotional, you're going to make emotional responses, and business. If you try and run a business emotionally, it's a disaster. I promise you that. So don't be emotional. It's just, you've got to be very logical in this. So first things first is just take a moment to calm down. Cool. Calm. Once you've done that, then is to look at the seller and understand what's going on. So let's say, for example, someone comes in, the listing's selling 100 units per month, and they come in with 100 items of stock. You're like, okay, cool. I'll just let them sell through. In a month they'll be gone. Then I can sell my stock at the right price. So what am I doing there? I'm trying to look at the market conditions. I'm trying to look at their stock, and I'm trying to understand that, will they clear out and I'll have a chance to sell? Now, if that other person comes in with, say, selling 100 units per month and they've got, I don't know, 10,000, or you couldn't tell 10,000, but if they did, then it'd be like, oh, okay, well, now I'm not going to be able to sell this product because they'll be there forever selling, and it might be like 3 years before I can sell. Okay, so what does it mean? Well, it means I'm probably going to have to lower my price, clear down the product, and then take that money back, even if it's a loss, sell it somewhere else. Fine. Again, what we're doing is we're just trying to do market analysis non-emotionally. And just to say, sometimes it happens. My God, I'm sure there's times when you come in, maybe clear down item stock, and someone else has had that same emotional response. How dare he clear his stock down? How dare he undercut me? And you see it on the groups. How can this person be making profit? I can't believe it's thing. And you're like, you're probably right. They're not making profit on that one item. But my God, they've got another 400 that are making profit. Or that one item is making such low profits, too much competition, they're just going to make a loss because they've got 3 other products that are making so much money, they need to take the money from here and put it in those other profits. So what you don't know is you don't know how other people's businesses are running, and hence why assume nothing, just take the emotion out and just do your process. That's it. I hope that makes sense, but it's a really common question. So well done. I see a lot of differences on monthly sales figures on softwares. How do you solve this? Well, they shouldn't have any differences on monthly sales software. I'm guessing the sales would be exactly the same. They still be aligned to what Amazon's telling you. I would, if I don't know, if I were you, I would take the picture of one sales software and the other one, and I'd share it to the owners of the software and say, hey, why are you different? I don't know the answer. I could be here forever answering that. But go back to the software providers, ask them to talk about it. Right. Good day, Tom. Just to let you know that those shipping cases I mentioned a few weeks ago finally ruled in my favor. Well, hey, I kept pestering Amazon for weeks. I was confident they were shipped. Good work. Good work. Keep chasing. Really well done. I'm glad that got solved. And hey, well done to you. Honestly, really, really well done. That's the thing. Sometimes it's annoying, but well done. Got it done. Money. In most cases of retail in the UK, there's an order limit of 3. It's really hard to do online arbitrage. Maybe I'm missing something, but how do you handle this issue? You either create multiple accounts or try and buy more than 3, or you go spend your money where someone actually cares. Like we don't buy from Boots. They have an order limit of like 3. We don't bother. It's not even worth our time. You only have 24 hours in a day. You've got to be just mindful of your ROI on each hour spent. So do make sure that you're spending that time wisely. And if you're spending that time buying 3, then another 3, you're like I wouldn't do that. But if you can go find someone like Superdrug and they let you buy 100, cool. Spend more time finding deals in Superdrug, because one deal from Superdrug is equal to 33 deals from Boots who let you buy 3, because the volume you can buy. It's a really big top tip. Good question. Engineer Arbitrage. Hello. Who did you go through for product liability insurance in the UK? Most policies don't cover goods from Europe or dollars. I don't think we have it. Don't quote me. Hiscox. Contact Hiscox. I've had it with them before. Don't quote me. I think so. Yeah, Hiscox. Rizza. Can we open trade accounts on retail websites like Wholesalers to get better margins? Ask them. Ask the question. Some do, some don't. Ask the question. Joe W. Why not have someone from the USA grab that 6K dead stock of yours at Amazon and then list it on eBay? Good do. You are right. I'm in the US right now, but really good. I just don't know. I don't. I need to be mindful. So also it's process. Like it's not 6K. It's 6K plus whatever happens in the future, and we're going to have it ongoing. So the real question comes is about managing. This isn't about solving the 6K problem today. This is about solving the problem long term, building a long term solution. So you are right, but Joe, the question I'd ask is like, if you know someone, let me know. But again, I'm looking for a service to do that. We can just ongoing do that, and I can just offshore it to them. So let me know. Good question. How many different products should we have on average, and how many different items are you selling out? Oh my god, I have 1,000 SKUs for 2.5 million. And they're always changing. And if you want to know, I know someone who's doing like 1 million with like 10 SKUs, and I know someone else who's doing 5 million with like 2,000 SKUs. There is no answer to this. Find a SKU which works, sell it, keep going. Find another SKU which works. If that's what happens, means you have 10 SKUs, great. If you have 10,000 SKUs, great. At the end of the day, you're not really worried about defining a set thing. What you're worried about is just finding products which work. And those products will change, I promise you that. Riza, what do you recommend on VAT return preparation submission in a 3-month period without hiring an accountant? What do I recommend? I recommend hiring an accountant. I hate to say it. If you don't know the answer to your question, it means you should hire an accountant. Hire an accountant. I promise you that. Don't get it wrong, especially not taxes. Governments don't like people not paying taxes. They will shaft you if you get it wrong, and it will just end up costing you. Get an accountant. Kamsi, how many OA suppliers do you currently use in the UK roughly? I think probably like 100 maybe, but I think we probably know of like 5, maybe 10,000. Don't quote me. We've got a massive database, like a massive database. There's a lot. Good question. Bruno, are you doing wholesale as well? Just started. 2.5 million. 2.5 million was all OA in the UK. We've just started wholesale. I think we made probably like £300 in wholesale sales. So just getting started. Good question. English with me. So you can find UK supplier who sells the buyer with no LTD and buy a few hundred units. Yes. Wholesalers will do that. Like, my God, wholesalers will sell to UK non-LTD. Not all of them, but quite a lot of them will. Why? Because you can be a sole trader. Like, it's quite normal. So don't worry. Like, it does happen. Jamil, I have got a VA from you guys, and I feel like he's underperforming. He isn't following what I say, and he only finds a few deals a day. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I do a week. First things first. You should be in the group coaching. You should be in the Fast Track FBA VA Academy Aftercare group, which is a private Facebook group for VA Academy members. Make sure you're in that. Every Monday, so it's going to happen in about 2.5 hours time, there will be a live call with me. Come join that, and also as well, contact us through the Facebook support chat, and obviously express what you've expressed there, because my team, the Academy, so fasttrackfba.com, on fasttrackfba on Facebook, and you'll see a little chat window. And then the idea is you can also just say, hey guys, my thing isn't working, my VA is underperforming, and then my aftercare team will jump in and help you out as well. So 2 things: aftercare team, my team will help you, and I'll help you as well. But you've got to come onto the call. It starts in 2.5 hours, 6 p.m. UK time. We will help you out, I promise you that. But yeah, sorry to hear that. But don't worry, it's very normal. Like, it's very normal. Sometimes a lot of it is just like lack of clear communication, sometimes not performing, like struggling. But the idea is not to just our team jump in and fix it. Is to help you as well understand it, because we want to help you build a business. So building the skill set to help as well, very, very important. Move on. Amit, I'm just curious your reactions while buying products. Is it okay for you to sell 5 to 6 sales a month and sending these products and let you know? Look, at the end of the day, it's up to you. There's no long and short answer. Is it okay for you 5 to 6 sales a month? My God, 5 to 6 sales a month, fine. My God, if it's a product worth $1,000 and I'm buying it for $200 and I'm making like $300 net profit out of it, and it's selling 5 a month, and I can make those 5 sales, hashtag excited. Yeah, like fine. You got to look at each product on an individual basis. Ideally you want to make it so that when you purchase it, you sell it, it's worth your time. If it's a $5 product and you're selling it and making $1 profit, I probably wouldn't bother on a 5 per month sales, not worth it. But if it's $500, yeah, I might consider it. Again, case by case basis. Harminder, do you have any tips when it comes to purchasing in terms of being productive and finding difficult purchase enough per day? Allocate time, focus on the result, focus on spending the money. That's it. If you want to know, my team, full-time purchasers, we do an estimated spend per week limit. So they max out about £40,000 per week. So if you kind of break that down per hour, that's £1,000 per hour they can spend. So I think for you, when you look at a typical hour and ask yourself, okay, how much, so maybe like 1 week, you go, okay, last week, how much did I spend and how many hours did I spend it on? Okay, cool. Well, if I had to increase that spend per hour worked, what would it be? And some top tips is start looking at some of those like smaller orders. One of the big things we did with our team is just stop buying small orders. Like if it's below $100, I'm not really interested. Like if I start seeing lots of like 50, 20, 50, $60 or £60 orders, I'm like, stop doing that. Stop, don't care. Like I think I banned my team from spending anything less than 200 1 week. And what was really interesting is we probably spent 66% of what we'd normally do, but my purchasing managers were like super bored because they didn't have to do all the micro stuff. And what they learned from that was the idea is like actually it's all these little things which don't really add too much value. They take up so much more time. And then they started getting a lot more like restrictive with what deals they would accept from our team, and then the team stopped submitting the low value shopping baskets. So I hope that makes sense. Riza, if your items are not selling as planned on Amazon, what would be your next strategy? Analyze the deal. If I need, either wait, reduce price, or make a loss. That's it. We're here to make sales. Anyone can find a high profit ROI, but you got to make sales. You just got to understand when. You got to have a plan. As long as it's going to plan, you're fine. Even if it means waiting for 2 months, that's not a problem. Taffy, struggling to find any deals tips? Check out my Fast Track FBA YouTube channel. Look at the Sourcing 101 playlist. Trust me. And by the way, keep grinding. You got to grind 40 hours a week. If you've got a 40-hour a week job, do 20 to 40 hours a week outside of that job as well, including weekends. You've got to do it for at least a month. It's going to take time. Do not expect to be able to start this today and then tomorrow you found £10,000 worth of deals. It just doesn't happen. It's a hard game, but once you start figuring it out and get it right, there's money there. But you've got to also be grateful for the fact that it's hard, because if it was like stupidly easy, you could find $1,000 in 1 hour, then the problem would be that everyone would be doing it and then there'd be no money to be made. So that initial barrier, the fact that you're finding you're struggling, is a good thing because it stops other people from doing it. So it limits competition. So be grateful for the challenge. It's part of it, the struggle. Oosh Limited. Hello, Tom. Can you please help me with prep centers in the USA? Have a look at so we use a prep center called Amaware. They're in Delaware. I quite like them. So top thing for you, Oosh Limited, if you're in the US, yeah, we just use Amaware in Delaware because it's tax free. Have a look at them. They're not. I can't really say they're good, but they just struggled with COVID, so they've been super busy. I'd just be very careful. It's hard right now. We've contacted so many prep centers. We're looking to get a second one, or should we say use a second one as well. But it's everyone's full. Everyone's full. It's really hard. So I hope that makes sense. Engineer, is product liability insurance not needed in case something happens? In the US, yes, it's a legal requirement. In the UK or EU, no, it's not. I'm not saying it's a legal requirement. It might not be in the US, but Amazon make it a requirement of selling in the US. So yeah, you do. In the US, UK, EU, no. Most of the time, it will fall back on the manufacturer. That's it. Joe W, if you don't use sourcing software, do you have any tips on how I'd start finding products without it? Are you setting a wholesale account looking through lists? We're interested starting wholesale, but again, I'd just go back to the sourcing. You can do that, yeah, if you're doing wholesale. I mainly do one online arbitrage, so do look at Fast Track FBA playlists, Fast Track FBA YouTube channel, playlist, sourcing 101. Even if you're doing wholesale, check that out because I think it is helpful. Like it does help, especially the reverse sourcing side, keeper sourcing. That's going to be very helpful. Maddie Cooper just found a product with a 77% ROI. Wow. Usually sells an average of wow, 20 to 30. But last month, wow, what the hell happened? As Amazon tanked the price, would you take a punt on it? Or if you're making 77% ROI on 1,309 sales per month and you can match Amazon's price, fine, try it. Do a test purchase. Test purchase. So I say, look at also my Keeper, I think it's intermediate or advanced training. I talk about like how to see if Amazon's showing the buy box. That's something really important. So like they've tanked the price, cool. You've got to be able to sell it at that price Amazon's tanked it. So if you just do a test purchase, see what happens. Jack, hey Tom, love the videos. Thank you very much. Do Amazon accept Harrison's? I guess you talk about Harrison's directs. Yeah, not a problem. A lot of, if ironically, if you want to know, a lot of those kind of expensive services which pay to help you get ungated, they'll just say to get Harrison's direct. Really, really simple. But yeah, fine. So yeah, Harrison's direct. Yeah, no problem. Spike Oz, how do you contact wholesalers to get low prices? And well, first of all, you contact them. Hi guys, can I open a trade account, please? And then once you have a look through their pricing, you might have to go back and say, hey guys, I want to buy this product. Can you give me a discount, please? Generally, rule of thumb, try and order more than $1,000, £1,000. If you come and say, I want a discount, you don't give them any idea of volume. They're just not going to do it. So you've got to tell them, like, I'm serious and how much you're looking to buy. And don't do it for like, I want to spend thousands with you. Can I have a discount on the whole price list? Doesn't work. Give them one product, tell them exactly what you want, how much you want to order, generally more than £1,000 investment or dollars. And they might come back. It's not easy. It takes time. Really, really takes time. Passion. How many products in the US for OA get a decent product to get a decent profit? How many products in the US for OA get a decent profit? I could probably say all of them if you can buy them at the right price. All of them will make a decent profit if you buy them at the right price. That's my answer. Amit, do you have any suggestions on how to ungate brands like Playmobil while making OA? How can we find invoices for manufacturer wholesale? Do you think? Oh, yeah, Harrison's Direct, Wholesale, Jones's Wholesale. Go find them. They'll sell you the products you need and you get ungated. Or worst case scenario, just we did it in the US. We sold like $7,000 worth of made $7,000 worth of sales, and then we were just getting automatically ungated. So yeah, we probably like 3 months, I think it was. Have a quick look. Yeah, I think it was like 2 or 3 months. I can look at my sales chart. 2 seconds. 2 or 3. Yeah, so in our third month of sales on Amazon US, we did, I think it was about $9,000 in our third month. We weren't ungated in anything. We'd never done wholesale invoices, but we got automatically ungated. So either this wholesalers I just said, or do the revenue approach, the automatic ungating. I think that's a good way. Next one, UK. Some people claim that if you buy items OA, Amazon won't accept those receipts. I know you have used invoices from wholesalers to ungate, but how about products that you already ungated from? Okay, so look, long story short is ungating, yes, you're right. You need wholesale, distributor, or manufacturer. But for the purposes of the majority of the time where you need invoices isn't for the ungating purposes, it's for the fact that Amazon either asks for someone's made a complaint to say that it's a used good and it's sold as new, or it's a fake item. What they want to do is just see that you've actually bought it from a legit person. You haven't bought it off a car boot sale in somewhere. So that's when you get the invoices, and they do accept them from OA suppliers, but obviously so long as they're legit invoices, you can't just show them the paper till receipt. That ain't gonna work. Isn't going to work, sorry. What you do need to do is you need to get the proper invoice. So if we do it all online, so we get the proper invoices and that. So Walmart, not a problem. Tesco, for example, Asda, fine. Johnny's little toy shop around the corner that gives you a paper receipt, that isn't going to work for you. And obviously, if you're buying anything from tiny little micro stores, Amazon might be like, are these guys really legit? They'll probably search the supplier. Whereas if they see a Asda invoice, they'll be like, yeah, I know these guys. Fine, legit. So that's why you need the invoices. It's not for ungating. You can't get ungated with an Asda invoice, but you can stop IP complaints and questions by Asda with an Asda invoice. So I hope that makes sense. Next question, E. Engineer arbitrage. Though, are these live streams same time every week or month or so? Just run? No, every week. Yeah, honestly, I do. So we pump out a lot of videos So it's very much like me telling you about stuff, but also as well, it's like it's nice to give back. So these live streams, I just do like this Q&A with you guys, and if you have questions, you can ask. So every week, same time. I think I missed one this year when I was flying back from the UK, but yeah, every week. So come join, ask questions. Get in early, by the way. They get busy at the end. But I'm pretty much strict to an hour. So yeah, thanks. Great question. Ravi, is online arbitrage more profitable than wholesale? That's like how long is a piece of string question. I think on a micro level, if you had a very small budget, I think you'd probably do better at retail arbitrage, then online arbitrage, and then eventually wholesale would become more viable. Wholesale is more about buying bulk, negotiating discounts, and you need a lot of cash to do that. So if you've got a lot of cash, going into wholesale is pretty good. How much cash am I talking about? But I'd probably say at least 10,000. At least 10,000. I would probably go with more like 50,000. And I know it sounds a bit crazy, but with 10,000, I'd still just do online arbitrage. I think it's quite simple. Again, it's about what's your goal, what do you like. But if you want to go big, and let's call it, and you're going to give me examples because I know examples otherwise, 5 million plus a year, you probably want to be going wholesale. That's the way you want to be going. It's easier to scale. But don't get wrong, I know a guy doing nearly 10 million US a year who's selling OA in the US. I did 2.5 million UK last year doing OA only. So you can do 7 figures on OA, it's not a problem. But again, it's just a different program. So one is not more profitable than the other. Generally, I think you'd find at lower investment values, you'll find more profit in online arbitrage. So like if you've got 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, I think you probably do better in online arbitrage. But again, there are always going to be exceptions to the norm. And I'm just taking it's my opinion. It's not a fact. There is no guarantees. Next question, Ravi. Maybe one more low. How did you find traveling and working on your Amazon business at the same time? Any tips for it? Yeah, don't go to Thailand and get pissed for 5 months. My business went, that would be my top tip. No, at the end of the day, I think the big question is to always ask is, why are you doing this business? What's your why? And my why initially was just to make money, obviously to cover my costs, to live. And then once you start making that, then it was like, well, I just want to have fun. I want to enjoy myself. And my idea of fun was like, I want to go to like hot countries because England's too cold. So I went to Thailand and got drunk for 5 months, and then my business started failing. So don't do that. But I think for you is my top tip if you're going to do it. Look at time boxing. Elon Musk does it. I do it like insanely, insane. Like every minute of every hour, every day is allocated. So what does that mean? Well, it means I know exactly what I'm doing, but also as well, I know when I'm not working, and I know when I can enjoy traveling. The big problem you get with traveling or anything in life is life kind of impacting the business, and the business impacts on life. Time boxing is a very good way of managing it. I have done a video on it on Fast Track Heavy YouTube channel, so check it out. But I think that's my top tip for you. Time box, and hey, have fun, enjoy yourself. Good fun. Come see me, Mexico. I'm US right now, but normally Mexico. Do you have a live chat every week? Yes, for 1 hour. I've got 11 minutes remaining, and then I will finish. I'm pretty strict on my time because I time box. Good question. Katka. I hope I said that right. Sorry. Hi. Do you need LLC to sell arbitrage on Amazon or personal sole? Thank you. If you're a US national, you can just do it as your own. Generally, most people talk about incorporating under an LLC. I'm a UK national. I sell in the US and have an LLC there. There is a lot more cost. I will not lie about that. Like accountancy is like $1,000 a month. It just adds up for an e-com accountant. There's a lot more cost involved. So if you're a US national, just do it on yourself. Start buying, selling. You can create an Amazon seller account. It just makes it a lot easier. But you don't have a LLC, which could be a problem, but there's no harm in I think you can I don't know if you can do it in the US. You can probably create the account personally and then transfer it into the LLC. Maybe, don't quote me. I'm not sure on that one. You can do it in the UK. But I don't think you need it. I don't know about personally doing it. I'm sure you can. I've never done it. I've just done the LLC in the US. So I don't know if you're a US national. Obviously, of course, you can sell on Amazon without an LLC, of course. If you're a non-US national, like in the UK, could I sell under Tom's name? Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. Sorry, I'm not hugely helpful on that. But you might want to, I'd ask in a US-specific group. And if you want to know, the private label sellers would be the good ones to ask because there's a lot more of them. but they'll give you the answer that you need, and then you can do arbitrage. Whether it's private label or arbitrage, it's still just the same. It's still buying and selling at a fundamental level. It doesn't matter about the model. Shaq, did becoming VAT registered have a negative effect on your profits? Of course, it's a tax. No one likes paying tax, but the answer is make more profits. That's the answer. So I had a VAT bill in December. It was £41,000. I was like, oh, that's all right. It just means we made profits. So that was good. JW, thanks for the help. Cool. Glad I could help, JW. JW, hashtag good vibes. Living the dream. Loving it. Come join me in Mexico. Sun is warm. Tequilas are nice and the beaches are beautiful. Ravi, what types of margins can you expect from wholesale? UK, I don't know. I didn't really ask the question in the UK. So if I give you a good example, in the UK OA, we probably average around 5 to 10% per month net margins after everything. I speak to some US sellers doing wholesale in the US, and they probably get around, call it 15, maybe like 10 to 15% net margins. I think the US as a marketplace is more profitable. But I don't know for sure, and you just got to be very careful about people's numbers. People share sometimes gross margins, other people share net, other people share ROI. You got to be very, very understanding of finance, and also being able to ask a very specific question, because some people give you very different answers. Even if you ask the same question, they interpret it in different ways. Long story short, I think you're going to make less margin on wholesale than you will in OA at low volumes. The real value comes when you start doing manufacturers direct. That's where you can make money. But if you're making 15, I'd be like, wow. I'd probably say aim for 10 if you're doing volume. If we apply brand and gate with OA invoice, and if the Amazon account, and if the Amazon reject our account, do you think it will influence our account health? No, there's no. If you try and get ungated in something and you get rejected, it's not going to affect your account health. Not as far as I'm aware. There's no official guidance, nor have I seen anyone say that. So I think you're fine. Ravi, now that you've been selling on USA, is it better than selling UK? It's pros and cons. Look, I think the thing to think about, if I give you a really good analogy, the UK is faster. Why? Because it's a geographically smaller country. Logistics are quicker in the UK. In the UK, we have next day shipping. In the US, it's 2-day shipping for Prime, for example. Now, if I give you an example, let's say, for example, you had $10,000 or £10,000, so 10,000 to start with. In the UK, you might make, let's call it 10% ROI on that. Let's call it 10% ROI. But I might be able to buy something today, get it sold, and have the money back in my account in 1 month, for example, at 10% ROI. But in the US, I might make 15% ROI, but because it's a bit slower, manufacturer to the prep center is a bit slower, everything's a bit slower, then I might make 15% ROI, which is more than 10, so you're happy, but now it might take 2 months. So when you start doing the calculations and not just individual net margins, you actually start looking at net margin over time. And the way you should really do it is net margin annualized over the course of a year. Then you can make a true like-for-like comparison. Generally, I think that they're probably about the same. The only difference I would say is the US is a bigger marketplace. So there's probably more range of stock. And because of the sheer volume of Amazon sales, I think you can scale bigger. So that'd be my thoughts. But I don't think they're too bad. Spike OS. How long will it take Amazon to make Amazon full-time job starting from under 5,000? Wow, I don't really know. Again, what's a full-time job? Like, if you're doing £5,000, you want to make £2,000. Here's a quick question: £2,000 a month net profit you want to take out, and we're going to assume you're not reinvesting anything back in business. You just want to make £2,000 net profit. If you work on a 10% net margin, that's £20,000 in revenues per month you need to make. If you buy something for £10, sell it for 20, you need to spend £10,000 per month on stock. But the whole cycle generally takes at least 2, if not 3 months. So that's £10,000 month 1, 10,000 month 2, 10,000 month 3. That's £30,000 in cash. You need to convert from cash into stock, resell, and to make revenue, and then take the profits out. Again, we're looking at £20,000 spend. So that's £30,000 worth of cash. You're starting with 5. You've got to do the maths, so to say. If I'm making, let's call it 20% ROI. Let's call it 20% ROI on our money. So you've got 5,000, you're making 20% on that. It takes 3 months. Top of my head, that's going to be £1,000 net profit in 3 months' time. You've got to do the calculations, keep doing that 20% of however much cash I've got. How many times do you need to flip that 5,000 at 20% to get you up to £30,000? That might give you an idea. you'll do it right, but it'll take time. If you're doing RA, like you'll do it quicker, but that's a very good kind of calculation, just to kind of give you like a long term. That's the minimum you should be able to do. You can do it quicker than that, much quicker. Ravi, are US PPC charges much higher than you? I don't know. I've never done PPC in my life. Never done PPC in my life. Yeah, never, ever, ever, ever. You don't need it in arbitrage or wholesale. I will do it in wholesale eventually. Guys, we've got 4 minutes, and I'm on my last question. So if you've got any more questions, do ask me. I will finish at 10 o'clock. What's the difference between automated sourcing, tactical arbitrage, and sourcing lists? Are they the same concept? Automated sourcing I've never heard of. Tactical arbitrage is sourcing software, so I'm assuming what you mean is like automated sourcing software, so the same stuff. And then sourcing lists. Generally speaking, tactical arbitrage, automated sourcing software is going to give you deals that you then got to analyze and review. You're going to get a lot of mismatches. You're going to get stuff where you're gated and you can't sell, etc., etc. Whereas sourcing lists could have come from like tactical arbitrage software, but they've probably had a VA check them first, and now they're going to work for you. So that's the point. So generally speaking, you'll find if you were going to like take 100 deals from software and 100 deals from a sourcing list, you should probably be able to find the percentage of them you can buy is going to be much higher in the sourcing list. That's why it costs more. But tactical arbitrage, you'll still be able to buy them, but probably it'll be like maybe like you buy 10 from tactical arbitrage, or maybe like 5. But sourcing list, you might buy 50 of them, for example. I hope that makes sense. Let's go through. Spiker Earth, would you recommend selling on eBay? I heard people making decent amount on it. Cool. I heard people making decent amounts on Ponzi schemes, Bitcoin, NFTs. There's so much money to be made in this world. I promise you that. And I don't mean to be like, condescending, but there is so much money to be made in the world, and it's incredible. There's trillions floating around the world, but the answer isn't trying to do everything. It's trying to do one thing really, really well, or trying to do a few things very, very well. So it's okay to sell on eBay. It absolutely is, but I would really recommend pick your battles. And what's the definition of when you should maybe transition from Amazon to eBay? Well, my thoughts on it is that when your Amazon business is running so well, it's making so much extra cash that you can't spend it, and you've outsourced it as well, that you don't need to spend much time on the business, then cool, work on something else. But unless you're there, it's not worth it. And most of the time people do it whereby they're busy in their Amazon business and they're like, cool, I'll do eBay as well. What they don't realize, they spend so much time just trying to figure out the Amazon business. After 6 months, how much money do they make? And they go, I probably made a couple of $100. You're like, you just spent 6 months, like 4 hours a week trying to figure out eBay to make an extra couple $100 after all the costs and everything. You're like, what if you spent it on your Amazon business? You'd be so much better ahead. At the end of the day, we're here to make money. I hope that answers your question, Spike. Good question. Sorry if I was a bit condescending. I didn't mean to be, but it's a really kind of common thing. Mohammed, Amazon has automatic removal rules for stranded inventory. Any recommendations for that? Yeah, automatic. Not really a choice. Don't really understand. Just got to follow Amazon's rules. Welcome to their game, their marketplace. That's right. You just put in your address and done. How do you fight IP complaints? I use a company to fight them. We're trying. If you go to fasttrackfba.com/tools, you'll scroll down. You'll find a guy called Jeff. I use him to fight my IP complaints. It's about $100 a month. He used to run another company called sellerbasics.com, but he's moved over. So we quite like him. He's really, really successful. So we look at that. So do check out him, or do check that out. And you can look at fasttrackfba.com/tools, and then scroll down and see Jeff, and you'll see he basically, we pay him like, I think it's like $80 now, so it's cheaper than what it was, and we don't have, and he'll just fight all our IP complaints for us. So it's like having a lawyer on call. Right, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to fire through the last questions. Let's go. It's 10 a.m. my time. I'm from Canada. I want to tell you a lead service to the USA. Yep, you can subscribe for my lead service for the US, not a problem. fasttrackfba/leads. Prep Center. I don't do it myself. I use a company called Amaware in Delaware. They have had problems, so I'm not going to like really, really recommend them. Just be mindful. Like right now, every prep center's booming, like absolutely booming. They're so in demand, so you can do it. Never. I would not do it myself. Not at all. Spike OS. Thanks. Cool. Thanks, Spike. Right. What's the best way to grow at the beginning? What are the key categories to use? Check out Fast Track FBA YouTube channel. There's a couple of videos about top categories, how to get started. I'd really recommend doing that. Take the 7-day free express course. I think that'll really help you as well on the fasttrackfba.com website at the very front page. Shaq, have you ever had Amazon hold the buy box even when they are out of stock? Yes. Very normal when they're out of stock, when they are like 3 times the price of the lowest, 3 times the price of me, and I'm in stock. Like, welcome to the Amazon marketplace. It isn't fair. So it's their marketplace. We play by the rules. I know, it's absolutely a nightmare. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you so much for spending your evening, afternoon, morning with me and asking me questions. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, give me a big thumbs up. Everyone loves a good thumbs up. And hey, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. I do this every single week. And do join me. Obviously, ask questions. I'm here to help. Obviously, I release a lot of videos, but hopefully you found it useful. Hey, give me a big thumbs up. Hey, keep smashing it, guys. Loving the help and all the questions. And stay safe. Bye.